Hello there, my name is Linda Jo Martin and I'm known on BookTube as the Book Lady, and today I'm doing a book acquisitions video. I am so happy I finally got to go to a place where books were being sold. To tell you the truth, I have been out here in the middle of the forest. It's a big forest. I'm in a small town in the middle of a big forest, and there are like no bookstores here. There are no places, absolutely no places to buy books right now, especially with the coronavirus thing going on. The secondhand store has been closed, and the coffee house, which has a few books in it and is a gift shop, well, they have been closed ever since the coronavirus thing started, and the store does not even carry books anymore. I know they used to in the past, but they don't anymore, so I haven't had any place to buy books. So this month I finally gave in and bought some books online, and I will tell you about them at the end of this video, but I'm going to start with the books that I bought this week when I went into the big city, Wairika, which is 80 miles from here or 70 miles from here. Anyhow, I went there. I had to get my van serviced and I had an appointment, so I had to go, and while I was there I went to the hospice thrift store and they had books for sale. So I did the normal, natural thing that book people do. I bought some. And recently I have had my interest in children's literature reawoken. I can't even remember why. I might go into that later on this month when I do my monthly wrap-up video, but I have been reading some juvenile literature and thinking about my former goal of wanting to read all the Newbery list books, both the winners and the honor books. And so when I was going through the books at the hospice thrift store, of course, the books on the Newbery list caught my eye because I've gone over that list so many times. I recognize the names or the titles of most of the books that are on that list now. And so when I see one for sale, I grab it, especially when it's a really low price. Now, the first books that I'll tell you about are these. They are from the Earthsea Cycle series by Ursula LeGuin. Now, she has a very unusual name, LeGuin, and people actually ask this woman how to pronounce her name so often that she has a page on her website that explains how to pronounce her name. It is LeGuin. I know that because I had to go there to find out how to pronounce it for this video. Anyhow, this Earthsea Cycle series, I looked it up. There's like 6 books in the series, and I have got here the first and the third. So I bought 2 of them. The one that I need that is a Newbery Honor book is actually the second one in the series, which is called The Tombs of Aquisitions, which won the, well, it was a Newbery Honor book in 1972. So I'm still going to have to get that book, but at least now I can start the series, and I have never read anything by that author before, so I'm kind of excited about it. The other books in the series, the 4th book is Tehanu, the 5th is Tales from Earthsea, and the 6th is called The Other Wind. So the next book that I found is one that I've actually read before. I read this one out loud to my daughter a long time ago. I wonder if she remembers. It is called Ginger Pie by Eleanor Estes, and this is a very special Newbery winning book. It won the award in the year I was born, 1952. A few years back, so I guess it didn't win the award. Wait, is that gold? See, the gold ones are the winners and the silver ones are the honor books. So I think it was a winner, so that must be gold. I just can't see it because the light isn't very good right here. Anyhow, Ginger Pie. It's a cute little book. It's a middle grade novel, and it is about a dog, the little dog. See the dog? That's Ginger Pie. So I remember that much about the book. And I got it because I want to be able to write a review about it for my children's literature website, which I very rarely talk about, but I'm trying to revitalize it and get it going. It's called Literature for Kids, and I'll put the link to it in the description of this video if anyone wants to check it out. So I want to do a review of these books, and so I bought some that I've already read. The next one I bought is by Gary Paulsen, who actually has written some Newbery list books, and this is not one of them. This one is called Escape from Fire Mountain, and I found out I had never heard of this series before, but it's obviously for middle graders. It doesn't have very many words in there, so it's for middle grade children. You can just tell by the way it looks. And Escape from Fire Mountain, I looked this up on Amazon, and I found out that this is part of a series of books, and there's 18 books like this in the series for probably young boys would be interested in that series. So the next one I bought is one that I've been thinking about for a long time. Whenever I hear about people rereading books, I think this is one book I would like to reread. It's one that I read originally when I was probably in 7th grade, and it's Lord of the Flies by William Golding. So I'm very happy to get a new copy of that, a new used copy anyhow. Haven't read it since I was in 7th grade, so I thought I'd try that again one of these days. The next one is The Witch of Blackbird Pond. This book won the Newbery Medal. It won in 1959, and it is by Elizabeth George Speare, and I have already read this. Pretty interesting book. The young girl was raised in a family. I don't even think it was her family. It wasn't her family. It was a family she was living with, and they were very strictly religious, and she apparently made friends with a lady that was living out in a field and that people thought was a witch. That's all I remember about it. I don't know how accurate that was, but yeah. Thought I'd read it again before I try to review it. And then the next book that I got is one that I've never read before. I have read other things by this author, Avi or Avi, I'm not sure. I should have looked his name up too. Anyhow, this is called Nothing But the Truth, and I was so excited when I found this. This one won the, no, it was an honor book. Okay, this is an honor book from 1992. And I found out when I got home that this is an epistolary novel. What he calls, he says it's a documentary novel. You see on the file, there's like a file here, and it says a documentary novel. So it's epistolary, and I'm pretty excited about having a copy of this to read. I have never read it before. So the next one that I got is Blue Willow. It has no dust cover. However, nice hardback of Blue Willow by Doris Gates. I've read this book twice already, and it was a Newbery Honor book in 1941. I was attracted to this book originally because not only was it on the list, it was also set in an area near where I used to live in the San Joaquin Valley of Central California. So, very interesting book about life in the valley back in the 40s. So, one more book that I got. This one actually is not a juvenile book, but I got it also at the thrift store. And it is called The Ranch Woman's Manual by Gwen Petersen. It's supposed to be humor, and I was very attracted to that because I live out in the country, sort of, out in the middle of nowhere. But actually I live in a neighborhood, in the middle of the country, in the middle of the forest, really. So anyhow, I wanted to read her book, and then when I got home, I found out that this is not a very well-known book, and when I looked it up in Amazon, it actually said that there was a copy there on Amazon for sale for $1,008. So if you want a copy of this, it was published on January 1st, 1976. It sells for $1,008 on Amazon, and I got it for like 25 cents at the thrift store. But I did a little more research, and I found out that Abe Books has a copy for $7.48, which seems a bit more reasonable. Now let's talk about the books that I bought online. Well, like I said, I'm going through a juvenile thing right now, and so I bought some juvenile books. This one I'm reading right now, it's called New Kid, and this is the 2020 Newbery Award winner. And I'm excited to say it is a graphic novel. Isn't that exciting? A graphic novel won the Newbery Award this year. So I'm reading it, and so far it's pretty good. I am enjoying it very much. And I also bought one of the Newbery Honor books. I bought Other Words for Home, about a Syrian refugee, and there's 3 other honor books that I haven't bought yet, but I might get to it. And the third book that I bought from Amazon is The Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman, Alexie, and this one has been out for quite some time. Hold on while I remind myself what year it was published. That was published in 2007, and I've never read it yet. So the reason I bought this one is because, as most people who watch my videos know, I'm doing this thing called the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, and one of the challenge prompts this year is to read a banned book during Banned Book Week, which will be in September. So this book has actually been banned in some places and praised in other places. It was obviously the National Book Award winner. And so anyhow, this is the book I'm going to be reading. And I also wanted to read this because I heard that he was a member of the Spokane tribe of Indians, Native Americans. So I used to live near there. You know, I was in North Idaho, and that's very close to Spokane, Washington. About 25 miles away is where I was living. And so I was interested in reading about a Native American who lived in that area. But anyhow, then the other place that I bought books from is christianbooks.com. And the reason I wanted to buy from them is because I bought from them before when I was in Idaho. And once you buy from them, you get on their list, and then they start sending you their catalog. And I wanted the catalogs. And I thought, why not go look and see if they had anything I wanted to buy. So I noticed they had these books that were only $2 each. I've got 2 of them. The first one is 60 Ways to Lose 10 Pounds or More. And it actually is, it's a little bit Christian, I guess, but I think it's mainly a diet book. So I was kind of excited to get that because I could use some advice on how to lose 10 pounds. Sure. And the second one that I bought for just, $2, I would say it's probably $1.99. It's Your Next 24 Hours, and this, I read the introduction already, and it is about a charity called Convoy of Hope, and apparently has a lot of stories about how Convoy of Hope has helped people. So I'm looking forward to reading that one as well. I might not be reading those until like November, which is nonfiction November month. So the third book that I got, I actually paid good money for this one. It was maybe about $12.50. It's Not Supposed to Be This Way by Lisa. I don't know how to say her last name. Terkeurst. Lisa. Anyhow, she wrote this book. It's not supposed to be this way. And I got this because on the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, there's a prompt this year to read a book with an upside down image. And sure enough, that is an upside down image. And I thought it would be a good book to read. So here it is in my hands, and I will be reading this year for the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge. So that is the end of my book acquisitions. I am not going to tell you about audiobooks or Kindle books, just the ones that I have actual copies of. So thank you for listening. I'll speak to you in another video. Bye.